replace
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that.
it. Yeah, 'cause you're known
You
to
wouldn't have
hold in your
you wouldn't
opinions.
have misplaced it, would you have?
See, I told you.
Did the dog put it up there? Yeah, you're gonna need some more of that, bud.
Alright, you ready?
Whiskey's ready. I'm ready.
This is your forecast.
Long time coming.
Yeah, we had a bit of a. We got busy.
Well, yeah, everybody knows what the weather's going to be in the winter. It's going to be cold. So.
Yeah, but there's going to be football on though. So.
Well, whatever.
So, free agency. Stupid dog. We also have whiskey.
Yeah, we got whiskey with us. Whiskey, say something. Oh wow, he actually did.
How do you think the Eagles did?
I love the Eagles. I love what the Eagles did. I know, like, my brother's an Eagles fan too. He didn't like the Saquon signing, but I mean, if it's a good player, sign him, dude. You put the money. Like Roseman's been doing it a while. Like, you just pay him this year and figure it out next year.
It's like I told you, it didn't make any sense to me to. They already went and got Swift.
Yeah.
Hardly used him, and now
they
got a good deal on a good player. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to use him?
That's the thing I'm a little bit worried about. Like, I'm a Saquon Barkley owner. I don't like how Sirianni runs the ball because it's sporadic.
Because he doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't want Saquon's value to go down just because he went to the Eagles. But it is what it is, you know. But I like the moves that they're making. They're not like the Cowboys where they're scared to spend money. So.
I'll tell you, Steelers are doing some things that are interesting to me.
Oh, for sure.
Steelers like. So it'll be interesting to see how it all works out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a Kenny Pickett jersey if you want it.
I do not want a Kenny Pickett jersey.
He goes from competing to be the starter to a clear backup.
Yeah. And he could have gotten that job after Russell, sells a couple weeks in a row, and then So, but sorry to all the Kenny Pickett believers.
There wasn't many of us.
Well, no, you were when he was on the Steelers, but now that he's off, you can finally come to reality and be like, all right, he wasn't that good.
It took me a little longer than most people, but yeah. So who was your big winners in free agency?
A lot of big moves that have been making over the free agency. I like a couple people like Mike Williams. Mike Williams should be all right, even though he's competing with Garrett Wilson. I think he'll end up having more points than Garrett Wilson. I think they improved on their line, so I think Aaron Rodgers will actually have a chance to stay healthy. But I would say a couple of my looked kind of guys. My big one's Darnell Mooney going to the Falcons. Now he can easily get replaced because I think Rondale Moore just got traded there. And so I feel like whoever steps up in that role with having Kirk Cousins at quarterback and, new offense, all that. So if one of those guys can step up, you can really make a good deal on that and get somebody.
Moody's a guy that's how do you go 4 years with not having a good quarterback? And having Kirk Cousins throwing the ball is going to make a big difference.
Yeah, I think so too. And I hope I'm not stealing this guy from you, but I do like Gesicki for the Bengals, and also Jonnu Smith for.
By the way.
Okay, well then I'll go Jonnu Smith with the Dolphins. I think they might be 1 year guys, like kind of prove it thing, but I think those guys will make a big impact on good offenses. And when you have a good offense, you typically want to grab a guy from that offense.
Well, McDaniels was the OC for San Francisco. George Kittle was a big part of the offense.
Yeah.
They have a kind of similar skill set. So
well, Gesicki doesn't block like that unless you're talking Jonnu. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jonnu's a good player. I feel like he's always been a good player, so I like him. But as for somebody you want to, or did you have anybody?
Pretty much that was all that I could really think of. So
yeah,
who are you selling?
my big sellers are Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, and maybe it might not. They might pan out in the future, but when you got a rookie quarterback, it scares me. The quarterback just could not be good. Like if they go Caleb Williams, he just might not be good.
The only thing I would say when we're talking about Keenan Allen, it's already sort of baked into his as far as being a sell. Like his value since the beginning of the year has already went from like I'm going to keep trade cut here 4,600 now it's down to 3,400. So like it's like everybody's saying sell.
Okay.
So like, are you really going to be able to get even a good deal on him?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people might be. Maybe DJ Moore. I don't know how much his value's dropped. I mean, people have to keep up with free agency in these competitive leagues, so they're gonna see Keenan Allen go to the Bears and then be like, oh, well, maybe DJ Moore's not a good fit for me. So that could definitely be a case. I didn't realize that everybody was already thinking that, but.
I'm looking up DJ Moore here real quick.
Oh, okay.
He's probably more like the same, but
I would imagine though it's a new scheme, new players, and new quarterback. Yeah, see, he's still staying. I would say DJ Moore would be a good sell. Keenan Allen's going to demand some targets and some receptions, so I would say those guys are kind of guys that now if you believe in Keenan Allen, go for it, dude, because he's gonna get targets, so and he catches the ball. So
that's a big problem with when you have a rookie. You can't count on a lot of passing yards, so
yeah,
you want to be the guy. If there's just one good receiver, that's a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the rookie's just going to keep throwing the ball, and the wide receiver can still get a bunch of yards.
Yeah,
but with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, they're both looking at maybe like 120, 130 targets. So
yeah.
A lot less than what they were getting before.
Yeah, him going from the Chargers where he's the main guy. Yeah, I don't like it, but he could come back. I'm always skeptical. I don't know. I always second guess myself. So, but I would say those would be guys that I would look for. Another guy I've been seeing a lot of people really like Curtis Samuel going to the Bills. We've seen it 2 years in a row. Jamison Crowder didn't do it, and then last year with Deontay Hardy just didn't do it. He was on the Saints. I'm pretty sure it's Deontay Hardy. He was really just a special teams guy for the Saints, and then he went to the Bills, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah." So they got the Khalil Shakur, and then Diggs is going to demand the ball. Like he's getting the ball, so I would stay away from those guys. Or if you got somebody who's interested in him, dude, trade a third for him. Absolutely. Like trade something for him because he's not going to get the points.
Dude, like his skill set just does not match up with Josh Allen at all.
Well, yeah, and he's more of a impact game player. Like he'll make 2 catches for 30 or 40 yards. That were crucial plays, but for the game. But like we're interested in fantasy right here, so I mean, to Bills fans, I guess cool. You got a player, but and also they signed Mac Hollins. I mean, not saying Mac Hollins is that great, but like he's going to be a player that's going to be taking time from Curtis Samuel. So,
well, Samuel's like he's kind of like a Debo Samuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. With the way Josh Allen just kind of wants to sling it downfield the whole time, like he's not very good at getting rid of the ball real quick and setting his players up for screens and stuff like that's
right.
Not as, or even those crossing patterns where the guys are blocking. Like I can show you a clip of Josh Allen like literally not throwing the ball to the guy that was wide open on the crossing route.
Yeah,
that was and so. I'm looking at Curtis Samuel, and he's not much of a good go down the field guy. So
yeah,
I just don't see it being a good fit at all. So yeah, I agree. I would take a third, definitely. I normally don't even like to do that, sell veterans for thirds, but sometimes you have to. So who's the big winner for free agency? I'm talking teams here.
Oh, the big winner. I can't say the Eagles because they really kind of lost people and then just gained some other people back. But I would say probably Titans. Titans have been making some moves that are pretty underrated, and I think they're just going to play right into what they needed. Uh, they've improved a lot on their defense. They improved Calvin really. That'll help out, a young quarterback. So I would say the Titans.
They also got Mason Rudolph too.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he's gonna cause a bunch of havoc there.
I'm telling you, if he gets on the field, he's gonna do good.
He sucks, dude.
So my winner's Falcons.
Falcons, yeah, that is a big winner. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Kirk Cousins getting paid that much? That's crazy." Now you pay good players, and he's a good player. So
Absolutely, if they can get the defense sorted out, I think they got a lot of talent on defense.
yeah.
And with Bijan, and they got Darnell Mooney's an underrated receiver, so he's good down the field.
Yeah.
It's setting up. It's looking pretty good for them compared to Minnesota, who honestly, that's my loser. They got rid of Kirk Cousins. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah, and I know there's contract talks with Justin Jefferson. There's also trade talks. I don't see it happening. If they trade Justin Jefferson, I will never like the Vikings. I will root against them every
Really
game.
though, if you didn't sign a quarterback, what is the point of keeping a good receiver?
I mean, yeah, but
They should have kept.
good teams keep good players.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Does that mean you're picking the Steelers as your loser because they've been getting rid? Like for instance, they got rid of Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest loss in the whole NFL. That's it. I don't really know. I don't really know for a loser for a team.
Maybe San Diego or formerly what is it? The Chargers. I mean,
Yeah. No, because the Chargers had a very bad season last year, considering that they should have been a lot better. So, their wide receiver room is kind of booty. I would hope that they just got something going on. But yeah, I mean they are a pretty big loser right now. But
John Harbaugh's you got to think he's like got some sort of gym.
He's a running guy. So if Herbert can figure his stuff out and get some offense going with that, then and then Harbaugh can do the rest with running. So and defense. So
they lost Eckler. Speaking of which,
yeah,
is that your big winner for free agency?
there's not a lot of guys that really pop off. I've already talked about a few guys, but I really like Eckler going to the Commanders. They don't have an identity. They don't have a good quarterback. They're gonna have a rookie quarterback probably. And so when there's a rookie quarterback, there's always someone you can rely on, especially when you're dumping down the ball.
Yeah.
If a quarterback or a rookie quarterback wants to dump the ball down, that's who he's going to go to. Eckler can get a lot of points this year from that.
He's a great running back too.
He is a good running back. People talk about his speed. Even I've talked about his speed, but I mean, you don't necessarily need speed to get points. So I think him getting points and yards, that's touchdowns. I think he's going to do it this year.
I don't see Brian Robinson getting on the field too much now.
Yeah,
he happens to be my big loser.
I could see him at 6 to 7 touches a game and goal line down. He might get or whatever.
You might give him the ball over like Antonio Gibson, but you're not going to take Eckler off the field.
Another one, Antonio Gibson, probably not going to be a good guy in Patriots, but.
Yeah, exactly. So who's your big loser?
My big loser. Who did I say it was? I just was talking about Keenan Allen. No, I didn't. I did say Keenan Allen is a loser.
Did you say DJ Moore?
No, I said somebody. I just saw it. You know who's a loser? Is the Vikings.
Oh yeah, that started with that.
Or no, sorry, I did mean the Vikings. They are losers, but also the Packers. Why would you let Aaron Jones go?
We got Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs isn't better. I forget who I got for my loser, dude.
Well, just do Keenan Allen. I already set you up for Keenan Allen.
I told you who
I thought you were going to remember it.
Calvin Ridley. That is my biggest loser. Titans, I do say they made some good moves. You don't improve by going from the number 1 wide receiver in Calvin Ridley at Jacksonville to going to the number 2 in Tennessee and then being better.
Number 2, though?
Yeah, he's 100% the number 2. He's a good receiver, but he's not a great receiver. You got Will Levis, unless they do something crazy in the offseason, like Mason Rudolph. But yeah, no, I don't like Calvin Ridley this year. I think he lost in going to the Titans. There's other teams that really could have used him better.
Yeah, he could have went to the Bengals. They could have let T. Higgins go, and he could be with
the Chargers.
Oh, Chargers!
Yeah. Just we're talking about them too. So yeah, I think that's a loss for him.
Well, he is competing with somebody that's better than what he had before. So, Christian Kirk.
Oh yeah, Christian Kirk. Yeah, he's a really great receiver. He's a good receiver. I shouldn't slander his name, but yeah.
My big winner is Gesicki.
Gesicki?
Yes. He finally goes to a situation where he might be utilized for what his abilities are.
Yeah.
Just going over the middle and catching the football.
There's
jump balls that Joe Burrow's good at throwing.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna lay it up there for him to catch.
If they lose Tyler Boyd, he could put that spot right in there. He could go right in there. The only problem I've had with the Bengals and tight ends is the last couple years they've had some guys and they just never really didn't do what everybody thought they were going to do. They got Hayden Hurst the couple years ago, didn't really do anything. Josh Oliver, I think, was their guy that they signed in the free, and everybody thought he was going to be the starter. And Gesicki is better than both of those guys that I just mentioned, so I'm cool with that.
I'm having faith that they're not going to use Gesicki like an actual tight end, that he's going to be more like Tyler Boyd.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. So,
yeah, it could be.
Because if they try to just line him up at tight end and say, "Here, be the tight end guy," he's going to suck.
Yeah. I would definitely be cool with him being that slot receiver guy.
Yeah.
That definitely equals points in my mind.
But what I'm also finding in the NFL is you can't count on NFL teams to be smart all the time.
No, you're absolutely right. And just as a fan, just follow anybody's team, like everybody's team. You always get pissed off at your team, dude. Look at the Cowboys. They haven't been doing anything. Like, I've been talking to my buddy who's a Cowboys fan. It's just always no off-season moves, all this crap. Like, it's any team, every team.
That's the way NFL teams should be.
What?
You shouldn't even make more.
They make like one move.